So this is one of the newest Queen models. It's I believe they're calling it the number 3L, and it's a lockback, and it's a fairly sizable lockback. I'm glad I went ahead and ordered this knife, even though Smoky Mountain Knife Works didn't have the measurements up on the website yet. These just came out a couple days ago. This one's in green jig bone. Like I mentioned, it's a lockback. So you open it, locks open. It is a fairly large knife, Queen, which has of course been bought by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I believe they're having the knives made by Baron Son, or at least some of them, based off of some of the models that they have and everything. Um, I'm not sure who made this one because Baron Son doesn't have a model like this, but they also don't have like a jumbo trapper. So it's possible Baron Son is making all of these knives and they're just doing special patterns for Smoky Mountain Knife Works for the Queen Cutlery brand. Um, but that being said, I'm pretty happy with this knife overall. The etch on the blade here, pretty standard with these knives, has been Queen Cutlery Co. and then the like model number is 1095 carbon steel, of course. You can see it's hang stamped there. Is the Queen symbol and USA, and there's no other markings on the tang. Um, so this is a fairly large knife. It comes in, well, the blade's about, what's it, 3 3/4 inches long. So pretty sizable knife. The handle, or the closed length, rather, we'll call it. Why not? Closed length is just over 4.5 inches. So this is a fairly large knife. Thickness. Let's see if I can get a good angle on thickness. My camera's slightly angled, so it's kind of hard to show, but I think it's just over half an inch or so. Let me let me see if I can. Okay, that might work better, honestly. That's not affecting the. So it's just over half an inch, pretty much wide. So it is a fairly large knife. Um, I think it's a pretty good looking knife. I'm not super sold on their jigging here. The only other available one right now was a red smooth bone. At some point, they're bringing out, and they just launched some of the knives with the worm groove, I think is what they're calling it. And those look really good, including a pretty much a Baron Son 4 inch Barlow, one of these that I like so much, but with the worm groove jigging and a queen shield and a queen stamp and everything. So those should be good. I didn't order one of them because I already have a bunch of the Baron Son 4 inch Barlows. So I didn't order one of the Queen branded ones. But this knife intrigued me. It was between this and the Jumbo Trapper in the worm groove jigging, which I already have two of those Queen Jumbo Trappers with the locking drop point blade. So I went ahead and ordered this because it was completely new and I thought it looked really good. Um, so I like the green. I'm not, like I said, I'm not completely sold on their jigging. It's very very shallow, and I mean it's random, but it's like somebody went in with like a little Dremel tool or something, just all over the bone. Which I mean it looks fine, whatever. And I like the green, like I said. Shields on these are glued in, and on my green jigged bone jumbo trapper, I had the shield fall out. Now, granted, I think no, that wasn't when that shield fell out. That shield actually did just fall out in my pocket. So that's a thing. I just super glued it back in, whatever. But that's something that happens with glued shields. That's why people like a pinned shield on their pocket knife. Um, Centering on the blade looks really good. The blade lockup is extremely good. I don't have any play up or down, forward, backward, none side to side. It locks up really tight. It's very nice for a like traditional lockback. A lot of the times with these more traditional pocket knives like this, with the exception of being like the Buck 110 and the 112, they don't seem to do this. But a lot of these, more traditional lockback knives will have some blade rock and stuff, and that's just part of, kind of how it goes. This one doesn't have any of that. It locks up really tight. So I don't know if it'll stay locked up like that. Right now it's a little dirty. Still see some polishing compound on the bolster there, and it is polishing compound. So I can just scrape it right off, rub it right off. But yeah, some polishing compound on the bolster there. So these knives are dirty, which means the action's still a little sticky, little gritty. But if I put some mineral oil in here, I think it'll definitely, get better. But I'm really happy with the lockup on this, and I'm happy with the fact that there's no play in any direction. I'm really happy about that because I was a little concerned about that because sometimes the Bear and Son manufactured knives are a little bit less quality than like a Great Eastern Cutlery or something where the knife's going to be fine. Like I don't always know that when I'm ordering a knife that's been made by Bear and Son, I don't always know that knife's going to be really well done. Now this particular knife is really well done, and I'm very happy with it. I think this was around $75, which is a little pricey, but it is a rather large knife, so I can see why it would be that much. The other queen knives are around $60 or so for most of them, slightly under that, slightly over that for some of them. And then if you want stag, those are more. It's just how it goes. But yeah, I mean, overall, I'm really thrilled with this knife. It seems to be very well made. Maybe some slight fitment issues with like the bone that I've seen in a couple of spots, like up here where it meets the bolster. There's like a little. It's not really a gap. It's like a machining mistake or something. There's a little gap there, I guess. So that's a little problem. Not a huge deal. Cosmetic, pretty much. But overall, looks really good. I think. Appears to be pretty well made. I'm going to plan on carrying this quite a bit because it's the first like queen knife that I've gotten that I've been like, ooh, I could actually see myself really carrying that. Now that being said, traditionally I don't really carry a whole lot of lockbacks. That's just I don't really like a locking blade most of the time. Um, but I could certainly see carrying this quite a bit. So we'll see. The jumbo trapper, the red smooth bone jumbo trapper that I have, is my most carried new queen knife right now. But this one might overtake that because I really like the knife, and it's really pretty well made. What about the edge grind on this? What's that look like? So there's that side. It's got a little bit of a recurve in the blade. This side's maybe a little overground compared to that other side, but nothing like super obvious. But it is slightly recurve. Whether that's intentional or accidental, I don't know. But it's slightly recurve ground. So either intentionally or accidentally, that's what you get. But the rest of the knife is really well done. I'm very happy with it. But anyway, that's going to be it for the video on this knife, which is the Queen Cutlery Co. Number 3L. Some point here, I might get one of the queen knives with the worm groove jigging. I look forward to seeing other people's videos on those knives to see what that handle material actually looks like. But that's going to be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and I hope you have a good day.